A2TP podcast, episode 37. We back. How y'all doing, people? We back. A2TP podcast, episode 37. We in the house. How y'all feel? I feel good.
I feel good.
We say somebody got some words here.
Yeah, I feel good. Season change.
What's that mean?
Today's the first day of fall, and it's like,
It's hotter than it was yesterday.
what is it?
It was hotter today than it was yesterday.
But it looked a little bit like a gray day.
But it was hotter today.
I did go outside this morning. I'm just saying the appearance of the day, despite the temperature, kind of makes you a little melancholy.
That's how you feel, melancholy?
Just more like not as vibrant as summer makes you feel. Fall kind of makes you feel more settled in.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I won't complain. I'm good.
Go down the checklist. Work, mental, finance.
Work is about a 7.5. Work is work. It's gonna be work.
Is it fucked up?
No, busy, but I'm gonna say work is an 8. I'll give work an 8. It's not bad. It's busy. Sometimes I feel like these corporate jobs, they give you a position which really encompasses like 3 positions. Sometimes I feel like I could work 24 hours a day for a week, and I would still have work to do. Of course, that's outrageous. Who would do that? But it just be like that much stuff. But
You said 24 hours a day a week? Is that what you just
for
said?
1 week, if I work 24 hours a day for 1 week, at
You
the end
left
of that.
a couple of words out. You said if
Yeah.
I work 24 hours a day for a week.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. If I work
24 hours a day a week.
No, if I work 24 hours a day for a week, I would still have work to do on the 8th day. But you know what? I'm grateful for gainful employment, so I'm not complaining. It's just busy.
Finance.
Finance is good. Finance is good. No complaints. I'm gonna say finance is a 10. We
Right.
ain't hit the lottery yet, but we don't want for anything. So from that, I'm extremely grateful. I feel like God intended for me to be a millionaire or maybe even a billionaire, and I'm ready for it. God forbid I don't want it to get it in no way of life insurance or something from somebody I love, but the manifestation of our luxurious life,
What
not even luxurious, of our leisurely life that we want to live, I'm ready for it.
what work have you put into towards that life to feel like you should be a millionaire or a billionaire? And you say you're ready for it. Like, what have you done to be ready for it, or get ready for it?
I don't know, because I don't know what work is required for that, so I can't say what work I've done for that. But I'll be okay if it happens.
Okay.
Mentally, I'm an 8. No, we've still been overcoming some things, and that's that. We've still been overcoming some things, and sometimes I feel like life just, if you allow it to be so busy, it makes your head feel jumbled. So I know that's a sign for me where it's like, whoa, I have to step back, resettle, just do some basic stuff like chill with you,
I'm basic.
No, the
Just joking.
you know what I mean. It don't have to be a whole lot of hoopla. The internally settling things, and that usually is where I find myself with you, those grounding moments to just bring it back to the basics.
That's one of our old episodes, bandwidth. You
Yeah,
can't let people have your bandwidth. You gotta
and it's not even so much people. Sometimes it's just things in life. But
nouns. You can't let nouns have you.
that's a good thing. Nouns.
So I just
yeah.
wanted to cover the whole thing.
Yeah,
before
people,
you say
places,
it.
things. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Nouns. So how are you?
I'm good. Finances is good. No complaints there.
What's a number?
Number I would put on would be 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I would put 8 on it.
I think that's a drop for you.
What?
Finances. I think you usually are coming at about a 9, but okay.
Went to the dispensary.
Oh,
It's like, no, just
that's always a big chunk.
just fucking around. Yeah, I mean,
But he not.
but it'll be it'll be a 9 again,
Okay.
maybe a 10. But
How's
I guess
work?
with a 9 and a 10, that's a 19. So
That's pretty good. It
it's
ain't nothing to
pretty damn
complain
good.
about.
Yeah,
How's work?
work is a 9. Passed 5 inspections today. Got off 1 job.
You ain't walking to no SWAT missions.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. I ain't no walking to no missions, but it's a lot of them walking around. Like,
No, but I mean, like, no. He's working at a place. Can I say that?
not the place.
No, not the place, but can I say
Yeah.
he's working at a place that's also the headquarters for the ATF, or one of. I don't want to say the headquarters, but it's one of their satellite offices for the ATF. So I get a phone call 5:00 one morning, like, it's like 100 ATF officers out here. They about to go on a mission. But guess what? It made me feel so good knowing that if they, ask him, sir, what you doing here? Can I see ID and all that?
It made you feel good.
I mean, I'm sure it made you feel good, but it made me feel good too. I worry about you. Maybe not a year ago, 18 months ago, had that happened, he would have been like, babe, I gotta come back home, because he wouldn't have been able to identify himself, which could have potentially caused an issue, even though they didn't even ask him for ID. And that's what happens in situations like that. They didn't ask you for ID, but you would have been able to provide whatever they needed. But had you not been able to, they would have been like, kid, can I see your birth certificate, your passport?
Yeah.
They would ask for everything.
But legal or not, I don't want any police contact at all. Like,
Right.
none whatsoever. So
And not ATF.
it's great that I'm legal and I can pull out 7 pieces of ID to show them, but I don't want to show them anything. I don't
Right.
want to talk to them.
Right.
Like, I don't want no police contact at all. But they did walk up on us and ask us what we were doing and where we were working at. So it wasn't no big thing. A lot of those dudes got beards. I noticed a lot of them. Like, probably all of them had beards.
That's like probably part of their. They probably work like undercover, buying guns and stuff from
And
people.
a lot of black guys. A lot of
Oh,
black,
wow.
yeah, a lot of black ATF agents. If it was 60 men, it was probably half and half.
I wonder what's the percentage of ATF agents that are former military.
I don't know, but the beard thing reminded me of like a Navy SEAL, like a special ops type thing. Like, a lot of those dudes wear beards, but these guys were strapped and ready. They had the goddamn SWAT van with the big steel metal plate on there, like they was going to run through somebody's door or gate or a couple cars, whatever it was. It would have got ran through.
You should have took some pictures.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. All right. So
And I'm not the one to just like see some shit and pull my phone out. Like, my phone was
Yeah.
probably playing music or on a scaffold somewhere.
what number was work?
Work was a 9.
Okay, and how's your mental?
Mental was like 7, 7.5. Obviously, our shit that we deal with, it just wasn't. It was on an incline, and it went to a decline, and it's back on an incline. So, just the whole fucking roller coaster ride of emotions is what fucks with me the most.
I get it.
Yeah, I can't stress that enough. Roller coasters, I don't like them. I don't get on them, and I damn sure don't want my fucking emotions on them.
Not a literal or figurative roller
Yeah.
coaster. I get motion sickness though. I don't want emotional sickness.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But that'll probably be a term that's thrown around next year, like toxic and
Well, I made it up.
shit like that.
So there you go. I should coin that term.
What's wows and woes?
So I have to be completely honest. Of course, I don't know what we're going to talk about during the show, except for wows and woes. And I was thinking about it, like, what's going to be my wows and woes for this week? And I couldn't think of like anything in terms of wows like huge. So I'm just extremely grateful for us for being able, despite whatever we go through, to always come back to us. So that I will say. And again, the plane hasn't fully taken off yet, but we're ascending slowly. And I'm grateful for that. So I will say that's my wow. I'm grateful to have a partner who is also my best friend. And when we go through things, that friendship rears its head, because that perpetuates a level of respect that helps to level set the playing field in situations. So I'm grateful for that. So that's my
the
wow.
only thing that holds it together when everything else, or when not everything, that's a strong word, but when other things get worn thin?
No, I don't think that's the only thing. I think that's a major.
I'm talking about for you.
No, I don't. I think it's a major component, but I don't think it's the only thing, because friends break your heart too. Friendships break up too.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't think it's the only thing. It's a huge component, but it's definitely not the only thing.
Okay.
Oh, and then my woe, you know, I don't even want to go into too much detail. I know we kind of touched on it last week and maybe even a week before. I'm not really sure. Haiti. I'm just gonna put that out there. That's my woe. I don't want to become infuriated. I don't want to, I'll just say that. Haiti. What about you?
Which one?
Your woe. Oh, you want to start with your woe?
Woe is just us being not on our shit, not on our game. Yeah, I can't even put into words how much it bothers me. So yeah, I hate talking about it, because talking about it helps me, but I can't stress enough to the people that I fucking can't stand it. Wow.
Yes. Well, I figure it would be better to end on a good note.
My daughter got a second job, so I'm proud of her, happy for her.
Yes.
That she stepping up her game. Shouts out to Jada D's. Love you.
Why would you put her whole government out there?
Shouts out to my daughter. Love you. I'm proud of you. Yeah, I don't even know if you watch this, but I love you. I'm proud of you. And keep doing your thing. Keep getting better. It's only up from here.
That's awesome. Yeah. Being young in this world and being able to have a job, let alone multiple jobs, have your own place, be doing your thing, and
not have children. That's a huge component of it, because a lot of people can't move and work the way that they may be supposed to. Not saying the way that they want to, but the way that they're supposed to, because they isolate. Isolated with children. Got to find daycare, babysitters. It costs, and it's a struggle. I get it, but when you make it to, especially in 2021, I think that's a small blessing in itself. You can make it to 24, 25 years old with no kids, and it's not like you've been, a hermit. That's a good thing.
And some people do have children very young, multiple children, but and it's a struggle. And
kids are a blessing. I know all your kids out there, all the young people who had kids, your kids are your blessings, and I salute that. I'm just saying, if there was none and you was able to get to 25, 26 without having 3 kids, at 17, 18, 19,
right.
Then.
And I don't think it's offensive to anybody to say, again, not being a parent, but I'm sure anybody would say having children young is a struggle. And if you made it through that and you are successful, not in terms of a monetary amount, but just successful in life, doing what you want to do, then that's a blessing. But being able to still reach that level of success without having that extra struggle, what you always say, I salute.
I salute.
Fake Italian over here.
I ain't a fake nothing. I got a little Italian in me.
Oh, really?
From back on the homeland. Rest in peace, A.J. Johnson, Ezel. I found out he died September 6th, and they didn't tell people till September 20th. He was found unresponsive, laying in a store.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. But,
he passed out in the store, or they found him?
Back in '94, he had a heart attack. And I don't know if that was like a condition or something like that. But he was found unresponsive, I think, by his nephew or something in a store. But, September 6th is when he died, and it wasn't announced till September the 20th, which I would think would be way past his funeral.
That's weird that you say that, because I have noticed, and I know initially during COVID, it was because of the pandemic and limitations on how many people, blah, blah, a whole bunch of factors that involved COVID. But even now, I know the pandemic is still ongoing, but we're almost 2 years later. I am still hearing of people passing away and their funerals being like 10, 14 days later.
Yeah,
I said it to say it might not have been, but do you think it's because he wasn't, like, he was known, but he wasn't a huge name?
Funerals, to me, this is just my
No,
opinion.
I'm sorry. I meant that in reference to the announcement of his death, but go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I would think that he has friends who have
They
known
would have said it.
that if they known he'd have died that day, they would have posted it or said something. Or I'm not saying it would have been Channel 6 News, but he has friends and people that he know that probably would have posted who care about him. But yeah, Ezell, that's who we talking about. And he's responsible for movies like I Got the Hookup, Friday, Players Club, Minister Society, House Party. Not responsible, but
Yeah. Ezell was like the character I think that would stand out in most people's minds.
Yeah.
It was such a memorable character.
The Emmys. Why are 38 black nominees, no winners? Question. Are the awards racist?
I think there's always a slant when you look at those.
I'm sorry, before you answer. It was 38, but no blacks won. So that's just not like some. No blacks won this year, and it was 38 nominees. But go ahead.
Okay, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm asking because I saw something about the girl Michaela something won something, and then Debbie Allen. I don't think she got like one of those Lifetime Achievement Awards or something like that. So
we're talking about nominations though.
Okay. So that was like for other stuff. Right. Okay, so obviously I didn't watch.
Not that Debbie Allen wasn't honored for her work, but that's one of those.
But it wasn't like for anything current.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think, and I don't actually know how the Emmys work.
Daytime television. Just television. It could be evening television series.
Right, but what I mean is, I know how like for the Oscars they have an academy, like people who vote on that, and from what I hear is majority white, and the demographic of those white people, when you talk about age and social class, they're probably not watching those movies that we're watching. Mm-hmm. With that being said, I don't know if it's the same concept for the Emmys where there's like a group of people that vote on these things. So you have to think the shows that we're watching, like, and I'm going to say this to be transparent, we don't really watch much daytime TV and stuff like that.
No, not at all.
Well, we don't watch any daytime TV. I work from home, never turn the TV on. Like, never. You're not even here. But even nighttime series, we kind of watch the syndicated shows like Blackish and stuff like that. But you have to think,
PD.
Those people, but they're white, I'm talking about like, those people who are voting, what are they watching? Mm-hmm. And it just made me, I just had like an aha moment.
You said, I was just waiting for you to jump in. The Emmys are your peers though.
Okay, that's why I wasn't sure who's voting.
Yeah.
But you got to think, people who your peers, are they really, and I don't know why, this is the first names that popped in my head. Christina Applegate, if y'all don't know who she is, she was Kelly Bundy. Reese Witherspoon, y'all know who Reese Witherspoon is. And I'm thinking Tracy Ellis Ross. So I'm just thinking those are peers, right? But is Christina Applegate really watching Blackish?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Of course, we don't know for sure. I don't think so. First of all, the content, they probably can't relate to. Even her show Mixed Dish, I haven't watched many episodes, but I have watched some. And then the one where the daughter went off to college. Mm-hmm. I can't think of the.
We'll call it college-ish for now.
Yeah. So you gotta think, your peers may be your peer and they support you. Here's the thing: I have peers, I have friends, I have sisters. He has siblings. They don't watch this. They love us. They may support us in other ways. Guess what? If you're praying for us, that's support. They love us, but they don't watch. So you have to think, your peers, are they really watching your work? No matter how much they smile and they may support you and they want you to do well, but are they really watching your work? And what I started to say, this kind of gave me a aha moment in the vein of my auntie Oprah. we used to talk about, and we had this in common, like BET Awards, where it was like, oh, this is the black show. And we kind of used to feel like, well, what if they had a white entertainment television? How would that be received by black people? And although it ain't called that, that's really what it is. And this is the first time, and you saying that I ever felt like this is why we need the BET Awards. This is why we need the, is it Essence Awards?
Yeah.
Okay, Essence Awards. This is why we need I can't think of it, but it's another show that focuses on us basically, because we're unfortunately, in all this time that we've been allowed on TV, and we're making major money, we as in black people. Tracy Ellis Ross is making good money, but we're not getting that recognition, so we have to big up ourselves.
I'm not a fan of BET. I'm not a fan of perpetuating the cycle. I think the system needs to be changed, and it should need to be torn down and rebuilt. I don't necessarily think things need to be separate, but that's just my opinion. But shouts out to Misha Green for Lovecraft Country, Uza Aduba. You know who she is, right?
Maybe if you tell me something she played in.
Orange is the New Black, the crazy one.
Oh, yeah.
Sterling Brown, This Is Us.
Yes.
Billy Porter, Cinderella. Adjuance Ellis, Handmaid's Tales.
What was her character?
Skinny black girl, tall. She played in a few other movies. She's an older lady.
Oh, I wonder if that was Sarita. Okay.
Samara Wiley, Handmaid's Tales.
Who said?
Yep. Dave Chappelle, comedy special. Tracy Ellis Ross, Blackish. Jordan Peele, Twilight Zone. Whoopi Goldberg, The View. Angela Bassett, 911. Like, reputable black names that don't get no look.
And you know what makes me think, right? You think about and not to say that white people are immune to this, I just don't know, maybe they don't tell their stories, but when you mentioned Lovecraft Country, I read an article about Michael K. Williams, rest in peace. We talked about him last episode, and he talked about the emotional turmoil that he went through in being a part of Lovecraft Country. I've never watched it. I heard it was great. It was some sci-fi. It was like historical sci-fi, but I heard it was great. Sci-fi just ain't my thing, so...
Sci-fi can't be great, but go ahead.
Yeah, but again, it's a shame when you think, and of course, I can't blame that show on his untimely demise, but that pushed him back into his addiction, having to deal with some of the mental stuff that he was going through as a result of being a part of that show. And here we are, like almost sacrificing our well-beings for the love of the craft. And I'm saying we again, inserting myself because it's black people, but sacrificing ourselves for the love of the craft, literally sacrificing ourselves because he's dead from, the addiction that he faced, and not even recognized.
That's crazy.
Not to say if he had won an award that would that would be like, okay, well, at least, he died, but he got an award. Of course, that wouldn't make up for it, but to think, not even recognized. And I really have heard that show was a great show.
Yeah, I did hear it was good, too. I mean, I can't watch nothing sci-fi. That's why I never saw E.T., but
E.T., can you watch E.T. with...
I can't do sci-fi shit.
I have a deal.
Actually, you know what? I'm wrong. The only thing that I watched 3 movies that's sci-fi.
One of our favorites. Men in Black.
Yes. 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, I can fuck with Men in Black. That's sci-fi.
Because it's comedy too. And
it's not just comedy. It's like
real.
A different kind of sci-fi. It's it's I can't explain
it's done
the
so
graphics
well.
of it, but it's a different kind of sci-fi than UFOs and getting beamed up to the sky.
Having superpowers. It was almost, you know what I think it is? Because the people themselves, Will Smith and the old guy, they're not sci-fi per se. It's the other characters. So when you have characters like me and you sitting here and I turn into a ball of fire, I'm cool on that. But I have a deal with you.
What?
So I do not like horror movies. Hate them. Don't like to be scared. I just don't. Especially devilish stuff like The Conjuring and no, I don't want that in my spirit. But I absolutely do not like Michael Myers. So, if you watch E.T. with me, I will watch the new Halloween with you.
Yeah, but you can't go to sleep and do dumb shit like talk and turn away.
I mean, if my soul falls asleep, then what am I to do?
Nah, I'm not setting myself up.
Okay, all right, I won't fall asleep. But you have to watch E.T. with me and also not fall asleep.
Okay.
Deal?
Yeah.
Promise?
Yeah.
No, promise?
Yeah.
We don't lie on a promise.
Yeah.
No, promise to me and
Yeah.
in front of the people. No, you know that don't count. Say, I promise.
I promise.
Okay, all right.
Jesus fucking
So we're
Christ.
gonna watch E.T.
Our second week, new segment. What's your beef? I go first.
Yes, you go
What
first.
the fuck is wrong with America not offering reciprocity to the Haitian group of people like they offered to the Afghan group of people? It's like for years, both groups of people are trying to seek asylum from their devastated countries or lands or wherever they're from. It's like for years, black and brown people been fighting with the government about some shit. It's like almost like we had something go wrong with Haiti back in the day, and nobody ever, I don't even know what it is, but it's like they told every sitting president that I've been alive for, no matter what you do, don't help Haiti. If you do, we're going to take you in the back and beat that ass. And it's like nobody does anything. And for years, hundreds of years, black and brown people have been fighting for education, health care, not to get killed, all kinds of shit. And it's just tiring. That's my fucking beef.
Tag me in. On top of that, Kamala Harris, where are you, sis? You brown like us. You brown like the Haiti people. And you wanted to make the distinction that you weren't black. You were, I think you said Jamaican American, which makes you Caribbean American. Haiti is also part of the Caribbean. So these are more of your people than they are our people. Where are you speaking up for them, sis? Like, I don't get it. And not only that, a devastated country, there was an earthquake, it literally crumbled. And maybe some people might want to say, well, people can't run away just because it was an earthquake or a natural disaster. But let's not forget the assassination of their president. Like, there is also...
And they tried to take the wife out, too.
There's also political upheaval, the same as it was or is in Afghanistan. So that, even if you want to say, oh, the earthquake isn't a reason to let them in, what about them wanting a better life, to not be killed, to not be assassinated, to political asylum from the turmoil that's going back in their country? And not only that, you flew in plane loads of Afghani people.
Yeah.
Plane loads. And this is 85 people that you can't let in.
Yeah.
85 people. 85 people.
Where?
That's under this bridge in Haiti.
No, it's 14,000.
No, it might be 14,000 trying to get in, but it was 85 people under the bridge that they sent back.
Yeah, but that's just 85 people. When you see these pictures of these dudes on horses beating them with whips and shit,
I seen that.
It's 14,000.
Okay, maybe now. So let me.
14,000. So it's just crazy.
I heard that, so I apologize if my number is wrong, but Sunny Hostin from The View, she was very emotional, and she said this morning, I think she actually said it was only 81 people, if I'm not mistaken.
She's talking about under that particular
right.
bridge.
So yeah, that's what I'm referring
but
to.
There's
now I know it's more people that's trying to come,
14,000
but under
Haitians
that
trying to seek asylum.
Under that specific bridge, and then this is the thing, right? I read about this where. For Mexicans that were seeking asylum here in the U.S., there was a law, and I don't want to mix no stuff up, but basically it was a law that used to say you had to wait in Mexico. So if you filed for asylum, you had to wait in Mexico in order for your paperwork and stuff, your status to be reviewed, and it could take from months to years. They did away with, and I think Trump implemented that. They did away with that. They said no. So basically, if you would come here, they would send you back and say, wait there while we're reviewing your case. They did away with that. They said, no, you can wait here, again, which can take months to years to review and approve, but yet you are sending the people back to Haiti when they're seeking the same thing. Make it make sense, because it doesn't. Kamala Harris, where are you, sis?
People on horses, you got people that put a picture up of old people on horses back in in the slave days and the old passage days, beating people with whips. And it's the same shit now. Like, how does somebody even think up some shit like that? Get on horses and wrangle people and beat them with whips. And most of these pictures you see is people with, guy in water up to his neck and a baby on his head, and all he got in his hand is water and food. Like, that shit's out of pocket. Like, America, y'all gotta do better. Like, y'all shit in the bed and won't clean it up. That's what happened here. Like, y'all shit in the bed, won't clean it up, and it's terrible. Like, you can't have these photos going out like this. And the administration, like, you got to do something about this. When you see photos like that, that shit is shock value to people. You can't have infants in 10 feet of water and guys on horses beating their fathers and moms with whips. All they're trying to do is come here for a better life. Like, I don't get that. I just don't get that shit. And that's my beef. Y'all shit in the bed and won't clean it up, and that's our beef.
My beef, in addition to that, is why is it good for other people and not for the black and brown people? Like, if y'all wasn't letting anybody in, okay, stand what you do. But y'all are, and y'all not letting our black
somebody people. Told me that they knew somebody down the airport, and these and I was all for the Afghan people to come here, because obviously they're going to die. I don't want to see people die, and we can come here and they can have a better, have a new start. I salute. But what I was told were these people that came here, a lot of them was in line and getting off the airplane with Gucci and Louis Vuitton.
I told you that. Me that. So someone that I know, and I don't want to give too many details because I don't know if they were supposed to relay this information. Someone that I know someone who's a police officer who is a part of the team that, I don't know what they're doing, but they basically in that, they're a part of that process of those people coming in, being onboarded, for lack of better words, onboarded to America, going through whatever process is required. And yes, it was said these people getting off these planes, these aren't like broken down, desolate people coming in with rags on, and they were well-to-do people, and they're coming in, they're being placed in very nice accommodations, Airbnbs and so forth. They're not required, and I know this is going in a different direction, they're not required to be vaccinated, which I don't understand. Maybe it's for religious purposes, but you have people that in companies in America who are still being made to be vaccinated despite their religious beliefs, but nevertheless, these people, they're well-to-do, so they're seeking asylum not from the same financial status as those coming from Haiti, maybe the same political upheaval where they're running for their lives, but yeah, they're coming in.
You saying the government is making people get vaccinated to go to work, or you saying like just companies in general?
Well, you heard Biden said that he is going to require, I think it was companies that have 100 or more employees.
Government companies.
No, corporations in America that have more than 100 employees to be vaccinated.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's what Biden said.
Yeah, you can't make no law like that. Like, it's not of a private company. When you're talking about a government, that's why you got to distinguish. If you're talking about a government job, then yeah, he can do that.
No, he didn't say government jobs. He said
you can't make everybody at Apple get vaccinated. You can't make everybody at Waste Management get vaccinated. He can't do that. It's just bullshit.
I don't know if it got knocked down.
Make everybody that work for AMC get vaccinated. Like, you just can't do that.
That's what he proposed. I will file. I'll do some research.
He can't do that.
But that was what he
government
proposed.
Jobs, yeah, he probably could do some shit like that.
All corporations in America with more than 100 employees, that he was signing something that would indicate that they were able to require their employees.
It's probably some shit he want to do, but they're not going to do nothing. I mean, I don't think so. That's just something that's huge. You can't give nobody they're not private businesses. If it's a government job, yeah, I can see them making you get not making you, but making it mandatory or stringent where you would want to get a vaccine.
But tell me this,
but not a private business.
Tell me this. Why isn't it that people in Congress, the government, and I don't want to just say Congress and sound ignorant, but the people in Washington, the cabinet, the Congress, the House of Representatives, the senators, whoever they are, they're not required.
What do you mean not required?
They're not required to be vaccinated. But here they are. No, not to say some, I'm sure most of them probably are. But whether they are or are not, they're not required.
I think they are because they all old and white.
You think they are vaccinated?
Yeah, they
but
old
they're
as
not
shit.
required, is what I'm saying. So
why would you require somebody who already vaccinated? Like they all are over 60 years old. When the vaccine hit, they were the first people.
Well, not all of them, because you have like the lady ACO, I know that's
the lady.
But
It's not a group of people, young people in there. They old as shit in the cabinet and the representatives. No, that's a lady. Yeah, so that's that. Personal Q&A. Crook in my neck.
I'm about to say, you like warming up like for battle?
What aspect about our relationship makes you happy? I'm sorry. What aspect about our relationship makes you the happiest?
I think the security that it provides. And when I say
and these questions, please elaborate.
Yep. So when I say security, I mean I don't have to worry about anything. And that's a sense of peace. So I guess the security is kind of like broad, but it trickles down to other things. Like, you know, some women may disagree with this way of thinking. I ain't worried about you cheating. I know people say, oh, you never know what somebody would do. That's not something that I ever think about. Like, I'm not out here stressing about that. Finances, I'm not worried about. So I think that makes me the happiest, that no matter what. Why what?
Why aren't you worried about those things?
Because you have convinced me, I guess, or because of my trust in you. You know that you're going to do what you said that you would do as a man, as my husband. So those are the things that no matter what's going on in the world, the chaos in the world, whether it's, you know, friends, family, work, just life itself, civilization itself, this, and not just meaning like our home, but this is like my sense, my source of peace and like I said at the beginning, like my grounding. So that I think makes me the happiest, knowing that, yeah, I have that in us.
So it will be security.
Yeah, stability maybe. Security, stability, peace. I would say stability. Yeah. Okay. What about you? Is this like a reciprocal thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So what about you?
Aspect of our relationship that makes me the happiest is
You struggling?
A bit.
You pulling it out?
Just walking life with you. It's we go through shit, and you know, sometimes I don't want to see your face. Sometimes I want to crack your face in half. Sometimes I want to put your face in the door and slam the door.
Wow.
But I always want to see your face.
Wow.
I always want to see your face. I always need to see your face. Whether I look at it long or look at it short, I always need to see it every day. And that's something that never, ever, 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 ever will go away.
Can I kiss you? Is that when you knew you were in love with me, when you knew that you had to see my face every day?
No, the first time I wanted to set the bed on fire when you was in it.
That's how you knew you were in love with me? That's not love. That's craziness.
All right, well, you asked me how I felt. And I'm just answering. You telling me my feelings.
What? So what did I do to make you want to set the bed on fire?
The first time?
Yeah.
I can't remember the first time, babe. It's been like hundreds.
Did you want to set the bed on fire?
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
See, that's why that sense of stability, knowing that you won't.
Yeah. You're still here. You're not burning. This is where we live our truths. What aspect of our relationship makes you the saddest?
The fact that that part of our life was not able to include being parents, being parents together. You're a parent, and you know, just again, we tell our truths. Although I have a stepchild, I'm not a part of her life, so it's not like I get to be in a step parent role. So being parents together, that makes me the saddest, because I think we would have been amazing. But what I've learned over the years is that I can't feel like it's something missing, because that wasn't supposed to be a part. If we have faith in God, we know that God, guides our steps, our lives, and I can't say that's a piece missing, because maybe that's just not a piece that was supposed to be a part of our puzzle. Yeah, it just wasn't supposed to be. So our puzzle, we got our puzzle has all the pieces that it's supposed to have. So I guess that would probably be the part that makes me the saddest, that a piece of our puzzle wasn't that. But I'm learning.
Not a piece, but we didn't have that puzzle.
Yeah.
We have a different puzzle.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would say that.
Okay. We think alike, because I was thinking that you, I guess, in that aspect of you not being able to be a mom, that makes me sad when I think about, when I put a lot of thought into that. And also the way we misfire sometimes, the way we miscommunicate sometimes, that makes me beyond sad. So yeah, those two things, the fact that I couldn't see you be a mom, because I know you'd be a great one, and the way we misfire.
So you should buy me a puppy.
If you could change one big decision in life, what would it be?
Oh, wow. If I could change one decision in life, I probably would have finished school. And who knows what change that would have had on my life? I don't know.
You said it had to have a change. It's just
right.
What change would you do?
No, I understand. I'm just saying.
Not the ramifications of it, but
I'm just saying that me finishing school, that is something that if I could change, I would. I mean, I'm extremely grateful for my life, and despite the path that led us to this point, I'm grateful for that path, because it's like the butterfly effect. You change any piece of that, and it could possibly change everything. So not to say I'm happy you were in trouble.
Well, it will change everything.
Right. Not to say I'm happy that you were in trouble, but that was
I wasn't happy.
Right. That was our life. And so I wouldn't change that. So yeah, I would again, I'm grateful for the life that I have, that we have. So I would just say probably I would have finished school, just so that I could check that off my list.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Taking my daughter to her mother that day.
I am so looking forward to the episode, and I don't know when this is going to be, because it has to be a moment when he's ready. But I'm so looking forward to the episode where he tells his story. It's going to be called My Story,
You're
right?
going to be the interviewer.
I mean, yeah. So he'll let me know when it's time. But because that's a very pivotal moment for you, and wow.
Yeah, that story I told you about. Yeah, that day, I would change that. Yeah, I would change that.
You probably want to give the people a little bit more.
I had my daughter. She was young. She was about 2 years old. She was young, and me and her mother had broke up, and we were living in separate houses. And I had taken vacation time off of work because I didn't have nobody to watch her, and it was just me and her in the house. And
this was like a fresh breakup.
Yeah, like we was in the house for a week, and having a great time going out. We had a playground on the corner, going down to the playground every day. And like around the third, fourth day, it probably was a little over a week, maybe 9-10 days. And like the third, fourth day, she was like, I miss my sisters. And it was like, all right, I tried to ignore it the first day, second day. The next day she didn't say nothing. Then the following day she said it again. Daddy, I miss my sisters. And it was like, okay, I had taken 6 days off from work. I didn't have no more vacation time left. And I had to go to work that Monday. So I was trying to get in touch with her mom Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Finally got in touch with her. No, I didn't get in touch with her. I went to where I thought her mom would be, at a friend's house. And drop Jada off there. And I just wish that I did that differently, because from that day, I don't think I saw her again for a long while, like years. Like I don't think I saw her for a couple years, but yeah, I wish I did that day over in a different way.
Yeah.
I wish I had more resources, and maybe I did around me. I just didn't reach out, or think that somebody would help me. But I just wish that I did that differently.
Yeah.
Why are you worth knowing?
Wow, why am I worth knowing? Because I think I'm a great person. I think I do. I think I you know what? I'm worth knowing to those who I feel is worthy of me letting them know me. So maybe I ain't worth knowing to everybody, and that's okay, because I might not want to know you, or I might not want you to know me. But I think I'm a great person. I think I have a lot of love to give to those deserving of it, and sometimes maybe to those not deserving of it. And I think God made an awesome person in me, so I think that makes me worth knowing. Never had to think about that, but yeah, I mean, maybe
that's shot from the hip with that.
I mean, yeah, maybe I ain't worth knowing to some people, and that's okay, because I probably don't want to know you either. Or
why does it have to be malicious?
No, not saying that it's malicious. I probably don't want to know you.
But what if you do want to know somebody and they just don't feel you? Like that. You're saying it in a malicious way, like, because you don't want to know me, I don't want to know you back. Like,
no, I said probably. I mean, because
like,
usually,
what if you just can you sit with the fact that everybody doesn't like you, or everybody in the world might not want to be your friend, even if they knew who you were.
I definitely
even if they knew you were bubbly and sweet and nice, they just were like,
I definitely can, because I am a very friendly person, but I don't want to be friends with everybody. And I learned this. I learned this as I got older, and it's even more true now. I have
you're the
much
type of
more.
Person who wants to know why somebody doesn't like you.
No, I don't.
You don't. Okay.
I have much more discernment with who, and in some ways, I feel like people probably don't even really know me, because I'm more closed off than it's like, as I get older, I'm more closed off to strangers than I've ever been. Those who know me, but like at work, I just feel like nobody really knows me, and I'm okay with that. I mean, it's even more different now because work from home, so you see everybody on a computer if you see them at all. But even in the office, it's like, when we were in the office, I'm more closed off than I used to be, and I'm okay with people not knowing me. Like, I feel like I've never been the person, like, I have a big personality if you know me, but I was never that girl who had to be the loudest in the room. Like, and I feel like energy attracts energy. People who, you kind of, I've never sought out friends. You kind of move around, and people will kind of gradually.
And the people that don't like you just won't like you. The people that will like you will like you.
And a lot of times I think if somebody doesn't like me and they know me, if they know me and they don't like me, we probably had an issue of some sort. If you don't like me and you don't know me, that's so immature. Like, you don't know me.
No. I'm talking about somebody who knows you but just don't like you.
Okay.
There's millions, hundreds of millions of people. Everybody that knows you and knows your personality, just because you are who you are, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to like you, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's something wrong with them.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with them.
I didn't say that it was. I'm just making a statement.
No, and guess
what?
Like,
it's like that for everybody, not just you. Like, no matter how bubbly or personal a person can be, there's somebody out there that just, you just don't like.
And I'll say this.
For whatever reason.
I don't even know anybody that doesn't like me, because I don't care. Like, so the people that I know that I'm, not even friends, friendly, associates, acquaintances, I know who they are. The people that don't like me, I don't know who they are, because I don't, like, look to find out, like, hey, this person doesn't talk to me, or this person doesn't like my pictures, or this person doesn't comment on stuff. Like, I wonder, do they like me? Why don't they? Like, I don't even, that just never crosses my mind.
I think if somebody you knew didn't like you, you would want to know why. If somebody you didn't know didn't like you, you wouldn't give a shit. But if somebody you knew didn't like you, your brain would scan, did we have an issue? What did I do? Okay, once you check all those boxes of I'm good, you would wonder, why doesn't this fucking person like me?
Maybe. I mean, I don't want to say I would
Especially if you knew them. Now, if you didn't know them, I agree with you. You wouldn't give a shit. You would be like, all right, whatever. I don't know that person. I don't care. But if you knew the person and you knew that they knew you and knew who you was and your personality and they still didn't like you, you would be like, why? Like, why don't you?
I wouldn't
like, what's
say,
the issue?
Well, first of all, I would never ask.
No, I'm not saying you would ask them. You would be saying this to yourself. Like,
I wouldn't say I would be robotic to just like not care. And being honest, I probably would wonder, but for a very small amount of brain energy would be invested in wondering why they didn't like me. Mm-hmm. Why are you worth knowing?
I asked somebody this just to get a feeling for that, and they said I'm mysterious and intriguing. So I'm
that makes you worth knowing, though.
That's just part of it.
Okay. I was mulling it over.
Mysterious, intriguing, intelligent, smart. When I care about you, I care about you. I have a tough outer shell, but when you get past it, when I fuck with you, I fuck with you, and I could be a great friend. I love hard, and that's probably it. Yeah, and I'm a good listener too. Plus, I can have conversations with anybody about anything. So
no, that's not true.
I can if I want to. And
not about
interesting.
No, I was about to say not about anything because because you would.
It's a caveat.
Yes, you will not entertain some
like
conversations.
I don't want to talk about what I do for a living or what the fucking weather is outside. Go outside and do your own job. But all other stuff we can chat about. But like traditional small talk, that shit gives me a headache instantly. Yeah. Like I'm looking at you like, why are you asking me this?
If you know him in real life and you know my sister Erica in real life, literally, if you're ever in a scenario with them having a conversation, be prepared to be there for hours. Like, and that's not a bad thing, but I mean,
if you're intriguing, because I'll try to talk to you and try to get information and learn something from you, or teach you something. I don't know. Like, I'll try to relate. If I'm interested. If I'm not interested, I'm checking out. Yeah. I might get up and, go smoke or something. When was the last time you did something for the first time?
The last time I did something for the first time. I just thought of something like so trivial. So I just recently bought some OxyClean, and I thought like I was told it really helps with laundry. So that was the first thing that popped in my head.
So
like
this, cool.
No, I didn't say that's what I'm going with, but that was the first thing that popped in my head. Like that OxyClean been working out good.
Stain removal.
It's like a laundry booster. But okay, cool. On a deeper, meaningful level, the last time I did something for the first time.
I don't know what deep or meaningful is. It's just simple.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with the OxyClean then.
Okay.
Yeah.
OxyClean is cool. Yeah. If that's what popped into your head. What popped into my head was El Yunque. That was the last time that I did something for the first time. Climbed the fucking mountain.
Wow.
Never did that. Never want to do it again. Wow. But that was the first time, the last time I did something for the first time.
Well, no, because, if you think about it, then the last time we did something for the first time was going to Jamaica. And that was after El Yunque.
Oh, shit. Mm-hmm. All right, / going to Jamaica.
Yeah. the dolphins.
Yeah.
Dolphins. Yeah. See?
How do you forget that?
I don't know. Because that was such a broad question. You got to think about, what have I done? All the things, like your brain starts to
swim with dolphins.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna scratch the OxyClean.
I'm gonna scratch El Yunque too, because that was first, but that was like there was some first after that. Going to Jamaica, first time I did that, that's how I became international walk. And then swimming with the dolphins, picking up a stingray, all that good shit.
For those who don't know,
not swimming with no sharks, but the dolphins and the stingray is cool.
Yeah, for those who don't know, El Yunque is the rainforest in Puerto Rico, in Rio Grande, Puerto Rico, and it is you climb this mountain. If the question was when was the last time you did the hardest thing ever for the first time, climbing that mountain, it was such an and don't get me wrong, this ain't nothing compared to like Everest or Mount Kilimanjaro or nothing like that.
But it's a 2-hour walk up the mountain.
And when I tell you this was so
it's a 2-hour walk up a mountain on an 18-inch trail.
Like literally, we can't walk side by side. You can barely walk by yourself.
Rainforest with trees with leaves as big as us. There's 6 foot, 8 foot leaves on these trees. That's how big they are. Giant leaves.
And let me say,
frogs.
This one path that goes up where you barely can fit your 2 feet on, people are also coming back down.
Yeah.
So as we're going up and people are coming, you got to step to the side in the dirt, which it's a rainforest, so it's wet, it's muddy, it can be slippery. In my mind, I'm thinking, ain't no way in the world that I'm sliding down this mountain. So guess what? Susie and Katie and Karen, as y'all are walking past me, I'll stand here.
Some black people.
It may have been some black people. It might have been Akeisha and Nicole up there. But I'm not moving off this path. And I'm sorry. You know how when you drive down it's a 1-lane street, but it's like share the road. You go, I go. Nope. We stayed on that path. I am not walking because you never know. You could have stepped and bloop. Thank God nobody fell. But that was so strenuous. But it was such a feeling of an accomplishment because it was so hard. It was so hard. I've never seen a street. You see how steep this is? Like literally you're like walking up a path and it was so hard.
It was a 2-hour walk up the mountain and there was no flat spots. That shit was an incline.
Did we sleep the whole next day?
And not only that, but we thinking we're going to get a reward of getting to the top and being able to see like this great rainforest, and the top was so damn high we was in a cloud. So and there's nothing you could see but white. Like clouds. In a cloud. The tip of it was in a cloud. So we up there and you could pull your phone out your hand and the wind would take it right out just like that. Like just like that.
You got high in the rainforest. How did that feel?
It was taxing.
Oh, on your lungs?
Yeah. Oh. It's thin air up there. It was taxing. It's like, smoking in Denver, I guess. How do you describe me to other people?
Oh, wow. He is, you know what? I describe him as a teddy bear inside of an eggshell.
What the fuck is that? Because
nobody knows. I mean, and with Act 2, the podcast, an eggshell?
Yeah, it's soft.
It has a hard exterior though.
But the shell is weak.
You gotta crack it. And not that you're weak, just let me finish. It has a hard exterior, but it's all gushy in the inside. And he's a teddy bear. So that's why I stuffed the teddy bear inside of the egg too.
So I'm like a carnival prize.
Oh yeah, one of those Asian. Those Asian
water gun contest, huh?
But you gotta have the yolk in it too. They don't have yolk in it.
Okay.
Because people would never, when we would go out sometimes with like social events, a birthday party, cookout, something like that, I would always work events. I would tell him like, please don't put on your murder face because he just will have this mean, stern look. And he's so not mean. And I get it, like, that's just his big burly look. He's 6'4", big black man, these ginormous hands. Now he has this big beard. So he has, to those who may feel intimidated, he can have an intimidating appearance. So people automatically, like, he's a presence and he's gorgeous. Like, so he has this presence and he would just always, you blowing kisses? He would always have like what people thought to be a mean look, but it was just his face. So nevertheless, I would tell people he is a teddy bear. but to me only. Like, please know he's a teddy bear, but like you ever see like a teddy bear with a machine gun? He'll tear all this down when it comes to me. Like, you'll be like, oh, this teddy bear, blah, blah, blah. You do something to me, that teddy bear will pull out a machine gun and wreck everything. So yeah. How would you describe me?
It's weird because it's not like I describe you to a lot of people.
I know.
But the people that I have described you to, I honestly, if I'm being honest, I was like,
he's leading up to this and it's
super
scaring me.
emotional. She's a pain in the ass. But I love her. That's my baby.
So I'm a super emotional pain in the ass.
No. I describe you. I say you corny. I say you beautiful. I say you talk a lot.
But when I'm quiet, he's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? Why are you so quiet?"
You say the same thing to me. Same shit.
Okay.
Same thing. That's about it. I always tell people you corny though, but that's like, a reason why I love you. It's because you're corny.
But you explain to them what you mean by corny.
You corny, like naive, like some stuff you think of be corny, and it not like your clothes or your style.
No, I get it.
Like that,
I know.
But you're just corny. You laugh at yourself. You have dumb jokes, like that kind of stuff.
My jokes be funny though.
See what I mean?
Like my jokes be funny.
Yeah.
Like he knows one of my secret. Well, if I tell y'all, then it won't be a secret. But I'll let y'all into on something. One of my bucket list items I want to do.
I don't think you should say that.
Huh?
I don't think you should say that.
You don't think I should say it?
No,
I'm
go ahead.
gonna
You can
tell
say
them.
it.
I want to do like a what do you call it? I don't know what you call it. Like an open mic night at a comedy club. But I don't want anybody that I know to come or to be there. I want to do it by myself. I just want 5 minutes on the stage to kill it. And it is going to be so funny.
That's what you think. The fact that you think that you can do a comedian's job just like that.
I don't think I can do a comedian's job. I'm going to be.
Long 5 minutes is. You have lost your mind.
It is going to be so fun. But
You
guess what?
about
I'll tell
hearing
y'all.
Crickets.
I'll tell y'all, and I'm going to be laughing at myself. I'll tell y'all after the fact, but I am going to do it. That is one of my bucket list items. I'm going to do an open mic night.
Okay.
You're not coming. I'll tell you afterwards.
When we fly somewhere, I'm going to stay at the hotel. You go do open mic.
Yep.
Go.
You're going to sneak in, and you're going to be in the back cheering me on.
Know how I go.
Wait, and you like my dances.
What dances?
Like, I always be dancing for you. Not like exotic dancing. Hey, when we downstairs and I be like twerking on you and stuff and dropping it like it's hot.
No, I'll be at work.
Whatever.
I don't know what's going on in the daytime. Has anything really upset you in the recent months?
Oh, wow. These are very broad questions. Yes. I mean, generally, I would say yes. Things have upset me. Personally, so I'll start with those things that aren't personal. You know, just the violence going on in the world. Let's not say the world. The violence going on in our city in Philadelphia. That's very upsetting to see the hurt and the pain. I don't even like, all these pages and stuff on social media. I don't like to look at any of them. It's just too much. It's overwhelming. I'm tired of seeing people killed. So that's one thing that has upset me. Also, I would say, we go through therapy and there's some things, we go through therapy for us and it ain't because it's bad. Like we actually started therapy on a good note. We talk about stuff, not, some sessions we leave and we loving each other even more. Some sessions we leave, it's a little tense, but also in that we talk about, our individual paths. And of course that impacts our relationship. So sometimes that upsets me too, thinking about, childhood stuff and family stuff. And then, us, of course, I don't like when we're on the outs. One of the things I've learned is that I always learn through those things that we go through, stuff about myself. And I thought about this earlier today. You know how like with kids, you or teenagers, it's like kids in general, the fire is hot, and they learn afterwards for themselves. Or like I'll refer to your daughter when you were encouraging her to work additional jobs, because she has the availability, and this right now is the perfect time in her life to do so. But she didn't get it when you were saying it, to where she had to wait until she got it. Life would be so much easier and things would be less stressful if we were able to just be receptive to things that people said to us, without having to go through the hardships to then learn that very same thing on the back end. But then we would be robots, So I get it. Like, that's not how people work. But that's one thing that I kind of thought, like, I've learned a lot about myself in the last few weeks. And it ain't all good. It's not good. Like, I've learned stuff. It's good that I've learned it, or that it's become a realization, so that I can make the necessary changes for myself and for us. But in learning those ugly things about yourself, it would just be good if you could learn them without, like,
the bumps.
Yeah, the bumps happening. So, that has made me upset, us going through things. But in the end, I'm grateful for the love that we find our way back to.
Right. Obviously, that would be it for me, too. Just the shit. And it ain't like we've been, in a bad year or something like that.
No, not at all.
It's just if I'm upset with you for an hour, I'm drained. I'm exhausted. So it doesn't matter. It's just the ups, the downs of marriage. And like I said on a previous show, in my opinion, it wasn't like we ever was bad. We was good, but being married is hard. That's all. And it's not like it's a knock at it. It's not supposed to be easy, I guess. No, I'm not gonna say that. It's not supposed to be hard. I'm not gonna say it ain't supposed to be easy.
Right.
But it ain't supposed to be hard.
Right.
So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, I want to word that right. 3 grams. Go with us. Soon in the future, we're gonna have a monitor to look at videos, but I gotta show her a video. So if y'all be quiet, y'all might can hear it too.
You gotta turn. So did y'all do that iOS 15 update?
Look, he fucking a prostitute. It's the police in here fucking, y'all. Look, he fucking a prostitute.
Oh, wow.
The police.
So somebody pulls up to a police
officer. The nigga in here
officer.
fucking a prostitute.
And
oh, hell no. This nigga in here fucking a prostitute. Look, got his pants down. Look at that shit. Boy, your ass would have locked me up for this shit. Boy, I'm finna call you in, cuz. You ain't a fucking prostitute? Oh, hell no. I'm finna call your ass in, boy. I'm finna call your ass clean in.
This is interesting.
Hell no.
This is.
It's the police here.
That's very interesting. Like, what is wrong with people?
That is a Wisconsin cop having sex with a prostitute in the broad daylight in the back of his car.
While on duty?
Yes.
So to me...
And this video came out, and obviously he was caught and put on paid leave.
I mean, my thing is this. At any job, let's just say this. If you're caught having sex on any job...
I'm ready to say, what do they do that at? That
if you work in a hospital, if you work in the lawyer's office,
school,
if any
the
job,
corner
you would
goddamn
get
bodega.
fired. But let's just say this. You would get fired for having sex. And this could be 2 coworkers, whatever. Or you snuck your significant other in, you would be fired. But not only are you having sex on the job, you're committing a criminal act.
Prostitution.
Of soliciting prostitution and then having sex on the job. How are you fired with
Oh,
paid
hell
leave?
no. I'm about to call your ass in.
Paid leave? That's crazy.
In broad daylight.
Like, why wouldn't you just automatically be
In
fired?
an open parking lot. Just fucking in the back.
Yeah, that's very unscrupulous. And these are the people who are supposed to protect and serve.
Open the gram again. Second gram. Facebook to give $100 million to small black businesses who submit invoices and claims that use Facebook ads for marketing. Do you know that?
Wait, say that one more time. Facebook to give
$100 million to small black businesses who submit invoices and claims who use Facebook ads for marketing.
Oh, so they have a fund of $100 million that they're going to
small
allocate.
Black businesses who first come, first serve. Whoever submit their invoices and they're cleared and approved, then they're gonna hit your debt away.
That's pretty awesome. I think that's a good thing,
especially for the people who use their ads to grow their business. Like that's a good give back, right?
I think that's a great give back. For a conglomerate like Facebook to specifically target small black businesses. I think that's huge. You know, we haven't been given a leg up in the financial world and banking world when it comes to small business loans and that sort of thing. So it's a shame that you look at it like a private company has to, private, public, whatever you want to call it, but it ain't a bank, has to step in to help. But that's awesome. You know, can I just mention, I did see today there's a black handbag designer, and I have a couple of his bags, Brandon Blackwood. He created this handbag. I got it last year, and it said "End Systemic Racism." And the proceeds from that bag were used to support some organizations. Long story short, he made an announcement today that, because he has stopped selling the bag, but he made an announcement today that when his fall collection drops, he's bringing back that bag, and the proceeds are going to be towards helping small businesses. So of course, you know, there's some requirements. You got to, send an email and provide some information about your business, yada yada yada. But I just thought that was really, and it said you can use it for whatever you want. If you want to buy a location, a factory, if you want to use it for inventory, I just thought that was awesome. Really great. So, but and he's a much smaller company than a Facebook. So to hear somebody on the scale of Facebook doing it, that's a great opportunity for businesses.
Yeah. Last gram. This is deep. I'm gonna read something and get my eyes together.
That is extremely small writing.
I know, and looking in this light, like I gotta adjust. All right, let me get through this. My husband is mourning his dead mistress. 3 months ago, the woman who he was having an affair with my husband died suddenly from an accident. I found out about the affair only 2 days after the funeral. I thought she was simply a co-worker, and I was wondering why my husband was so disturbed and emotional. He quit his job, saying it was too traumatic to go to work. She was in the early weeks of pregnancy when she died, and my husband doesn't know whether he or the husband was the father. So on top of everything, he is grieving for a baby which may or may not have been his. I find it extremely difficult to be emotionally supportive when he wakes up at 3 a.m. crying and trembling, yet I don't have the heart to tell him like I want to. He says she's dead, so there's no reason for me to feel jealous or threatened. I've asked for my understanding and grieves. We've barely talked these last few weeks. I don't know how to respond to my husband when he cries and says he misses her and wishes she was here. Then also how much he loves her and that he never intended to leave me. I asked him to visit a marriage therapist together, and he said that he's not ready to work on our marriage and that he thinks he needs a grief therapist instead. Do I need to give him time to mourn his lost mistress, or should I demand we focus on our marriage?
Go be with her.
She did.
Go be with her.
She did.
Rest in peace to the
obviously woman. He had an affair, and they decided to get back together. So obviously the wife has accepted him back.
First of all, she didn't know that he had an affair until this lady died. So it wasn't, so if this lady was still alive, he would still be having a secret affair. So it wasn't like, oh, I found out you were cheating, we worked through it, and we decided to be together. No,
But she's still there though, right? So they're together, even though she writing this letter.
But that changes the dynamics of it. It's not like,
And
oh,
she know like he could have a baby or not.
It changes the dynamics. Now, rest in peace to the woman who is deceased, and to the baby who is also deceased. As it relates to this woman in this marriage, for me, I would not be encouraging you to go to marriage counseling. I would be headed to the lawyer's office. This is one of those examples, and you know I'm going to mess it up. I was trying to think about how to say it. What a messy web we weave when we... What's the saying? What a crazy web we weave when we...
Weave? When we web a weave?
We web? How do you say it?
I don't know. I wouldn't try to say nothing like that if I don't know it.
But I've said it before, I just can't remember. Nevertheless, this is what happens when you do mess, and it creates more mess. And this is messy. You could have just said, like...
You sleep. You got you made the bed. You got to lay in it.
This is more. This is just more than laying on it. You
lay down with a dog. You get up with fleas.
You pooped the bed. You threw up in the bed. You bled out in the bed, and now you want me to sleep in it with you? No, sir. No, sir. And the disrespect that he is showing for her marriage. Okay, you cheated, and I'm not, for her, she has not decided to automatically leave him. But to say your primary concern or your primary wish is to go to a grief counselor.
How can he stop his grief? How can he focus on his marriage if he's grieving? Grief is a process. So in this instance, because it's your feelings, he's supposed to shut the grief off.
Okay, let's do this. Let's play.
No, can we talk about the story?
We're talking about the story.
This story.
But I just want to.
No, but this story.
Can
we go with this story? I want to know from a woman's perspective. Okay, so he's grieving, and you know that's a process. So he's waking up at 3 a.m. and trembling.
And this is.
I would think as a man, he's probably in that kind of situation or in that state because of the child.
Possibly.
I would want to give him that benefit.
Of course you would. And so it's not because of the woman. He didn't even know the child. The child was in her stomach, and it may not even be hers.
What man is waking up in the middle of the night shaking because of some ass?
Because she's dead.
Yeah.
And to say I miss her and I loved her so much, you're not even trying to couch it to me now that she's gone. You're not even trying to make me feel like you didn't intend to leave me, but you were in love with this woman, and you are just blatant letting me know this. And just from the context of her message, it sounds like, or it's not like she died Saturday and it's Tuesday and he's still sad. It sounds like this is some ongoing thing.
Grief is a process.
Okay, it's a process. How long do you expect me to endure this?
Everybody grieve different. I don't know.
So grieve by yourself.
So you're going to leave your husband?
In that situation, because it's too much to do. What about what I'm going through? I'm supposed to just accept the fact that you cheated, and I'm supposed to do away with my feelings and my emotions and my heartbreak. I'm grieving the trust in our relationship.
After I get done grieving.
Who knows how grief is a process. What if it takes you a year to get over this? I'm just supposed to suppress my feelings and deal with that and just look at you and console you over this dead woman?
No, when I'm getting better at counseling after a couple sessions, we can start our thing.
I'm not with it. Sorry. And you better not use our money to pay for grief counseling. You better go work another job and specifically take that paycheck to go to grief counseling, because I'm using our money to go to the lawyer.
Now that we got that straight.
And wait, we don't have that straight. What would happen if that was a woman?
What?
So a woman was having an affair and the man died, and she was so heartbroken. And you quit your, okay, let's go back to, you quit your job, so you sacrifice our livelihood because of your heartbreak over this woman.
So if it was a woman.
So if it was a woman, she quit her job because this man died. She was having an affair. It was too painful to go to this office where we worked at every day, and I saw him and I loved him so much. I can't walk in here and see his coffee mug on the desk and know he's not here because I loved him so much. And not only that, I had a miscarriage, and it might have been his. I don't know. It could have been my husband's, but it might have been his. So now I'm grieving the loss of my lover, and she was never gonna leave her husband, but she just really loved him so much. And even though the husband wants to go to counseling, work on their marriage, no, I'm shaping it the same way this was shaped.
Are you gonna let me answer?
I gotta finish. The husband wants to go to to marriage counseling to work on them, but she says no. I can't focus on our marriage right now. I am missing him too much. I loved him too much. I have to go and deal with this grief counseling. I'll worry about our marriage later.
What would I do?
Yeah.
You tell her get the fuck out and kick rocks. And that's a wrap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 37.
Exactly.
That's a wrap.
Exactly.
Act 2 the podcast, episode 37. Appreciate y'all out there. Keep the comments going. Keep the likes going. Keep the shares. Subscribe.
Subscribe
a day.
Suscribe.
Yep.
Did you ask some Spanish people? Was I see?
Yeah, subscribe.
And he tried to
subscribe a day. My man gonna watch it. He gonna get me right.
Suscribe.
Yeah, what she said. I bet you it's wrong. You let me know if she. No, it's subscribe a day.
Suscribe.
No.
Suscribite. I think it's suscribite.
No, it's not suscribite.
We'll figure it out.
Suscribite.
We're gonna do a Spanish version one day, or we'll have Spanish subtitles.
Subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Act 2 the podcast, episode 37. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.